for anything as far as your employment here. If your employment is in danger, I'm going to tell you your employment's in danger. Guarantee it. It's not going to come from an evaluation anyway. Okay? All right. I think Chris probably might talk about that a little bit later too. We already talked about that. These are things that you can talk to whoever brings you in, if you want to go talk to them. How satisfied are you at work? What can we do to improve it? It's not evaluation only on you, it's what can we do to help you. Do you know what's expected to you? Have you gotten acknowledgement or praises? Does your opinion seem to count? Do you have the opportunity to do what's best every day? Do you have the materials and equipment that you need to do your job? The purpose of your position makes you feel like your job is important. I think we try to do a really good job of that. We do the Final Fridays. I try and talk to you guys back in the back break rooms. But if we're not doing enough, let us know. Some of you guys need a little more than others, a little more TLC, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, the weather is getting warmer. I keep this slide in there because this is close to home. I think this was Wichita school bus and a motorcycle that got into an accident. They're coming out. Motorcycles, people that are walking, their dogs, kids on bicycles. It's spring. People are getting out more. So when it was negative 20 and the wind was blowing 100 billion miles an hour, you didn't have to worry about people being out there. But you need to start thinking again that they're all out there, especially in the dark. You guys have got to be real. I come to work this morning. Somebody crossed right here, all black, nothing reflective on. My light was green, and I dang near took them out. They about gave me a heart attack. I didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't see them. So be aware. Just be aware. That's your job. So make sure you're checking and double checking every time you make a turn or go through intersections.
Kathy?
Yes.
One of the things about that is they're coming out of a side street. A lot of people drive in first tier. A lot of people drive without the lights,
Yeah.
including the police.
Yeah.
And they have a black pickup without any obvious visibility. I come out onto the 37th picking up Casey's daughter. And as I'm coming up, there's nothing coming. And as I pull up, all of a sudden, lights turn on behind me, headlights. It was the police truck. He was driving with no lights on, and I couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And I almost cut him off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just be aware, even the police are guilty of it.
Yeah. We all are. What's wrong with that picture? Yep. You're smushing a tire. Don't smush tires. Yeah. So, and this is just part. This is just encouraging you to do your pre-trips. If you're out driving a bus that's been sitting like this for 6 months, probably ought to have a mechanic take a look at that and make sure that tire is okay and that sort of thing. So just make sure you're doing your pre-trips and don't pull up to the curb so that you're pushing tires. We don't want to push no tires. Nuts out on this fence over here. Everybody needs to make sure you check your oil change stickers before break. If you have things that need taken care of, write them up. They can't guarantee they can get to everything over break. And now's a good time to do it instead of taking your bus from you when you get back. Retirement, if any of you are thinking about not coming back, how dare you. But if you are, we understand. Just let us know. I'm not going to dock you if you do and go, okay, you're not getting any trips the rest of the year. That's not going to happen. It's just nice to know so we can start thinking ahead. How many CDLs do I need for next year? How many paras do we need for next year? That sort of stuff. So even if you're thinking about not coming back, if you're unhappy, first of all, I want to know about it. What can we do to fix that? Because if you're unhappy about it, somebody else is unhappy about it. But if you're just thinking about retiring, you've had enough, most of us are with you and wish we could go with you, but hey, it's okay. I'm just kidding. We all love what we do. But let us know so we can start planning for next year. So, and then if you decide to stay, it's okay. At least we had some heads up and we can start planning on that. We have turned off our paras and our mini bus drivers for, I think, the first time since I've been here. We've turned those 2 application processes off. We're not hiring anymore. We are full. So, yay. And CDLs, we're still hiring those just because we still run out of CDLs. You guys take a lot of time off and we don't have enough to cover, especially on Fridays. I don't know what the deal is on Friday, but at like 1 o'clock, I felt But you'll notice today, everybody's here, because if you're not here today, you don't get paid Wednesday on the paid day off. So we didn't have hardly any subs out today, so. Refrigerator in the back, make sure that you get that cleaned out, take all your stuff, throw it away. If it's left over there over break, it's not gonna be good when you get back, so we're gonna throw it out, so that the fridge can get cleaned. Make sure before you leave today, you clamp your doors shut. We do still have critters that will love to get on your bus and make nests or have babies or whatever. You don't want that. Turn off your battery disconnect switch. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you need to get with somebody and find out what that is, because you'll come back with a dead battery. If you spill something, clean it up, especially if it's up on the dash. You guys realize that all those little toggle buses are toggle buttons. They're underneath of that is all wiring. So if you spill pop, Dr. Pepper, root beer, or something down into that, it goes down into the wiring harnesses, and the mechanics, what does that look like? It's not good. Not only is it a sticky mess, but now you're shorting out your systems. So make sure if you spill something, don't be embarrassed. That's not a good time to be embarrassed. You need to let somebody know, because we need to get in there and get that cleaned up. Okay?
On the instrument part, so let us know, so that way we can get in there and get the instrument cluster plate cleaned up, 4 bolts.
That's true too. Be sure to submit your time cards today when you leave. Payroll will work on them immediately afterwards, since everybody's going to be gone after break. End of year party. Last year we did it at the last day, didn't we? We did, didn't we? On the half day. I think it went really well. My only downside to it was we had a lot of kids, and not that I minded the kids, but the kids cannot be involved in our end of the year party. They cannot get prizes. They cannot pick your prizes. They cannot take somebody else. That is not for them. That is for you guys. You guys have worked your butts off all year long. That party is for you. I don't think it was an issue really last year, but I just want to put that out there now. Were you guys okay with the half day, so that you got paid for a full day versus a half day? Do you want to have it? You liked it? Is there anybody that was totally against it? No? Okay, I think we're going to do it on the last half day again. It gives you a full day of pay essentially on your last one. And then we'll just do that again this year.
While we're on end of the year topic, do you have a timeline on when we're gonna know if we get a summer out?
Yes. Sorry. We don't know how many kids are going to be out there until typically 1st of May. So
Okay.
unfortunately, it's pretty late before we do.
Okay.
So my thought to all of you is if you're not sure you're going to get a route here, but you need a job, I would plan on a job, and then hopefully you can get something with us, but we can't guarantee it. Right now, it looks like we might have about 50 kids, but you guys know as well as I do, it could be 10. It's just, I don't know the answer to that. But typically by 1st of May, they've got it ironed out and figured out, and then we usually start working our routes by then. Good question.
Hey Kathy,
Yes, ma'am.
they're ready for you.
Oh,
You can make Chris do the.
I got drawn for the drug test.
Just want to see if anybody has anything for me, because I have another appointment to go to, meeting I gotta go to this morning.
Appreciate you guys.
No, I didn't have anything. No.
Going once, going twice. Radio checks, we're keeping track of now, make sure you're doing them every morning. Caitlin's got a spreadsheet, just checking them, just make sure that way, when you call in, make sure you're hearing control, that way you know your radio is up and that we're getting traffic. Spring sports, was it Thursday or Wednesday? We had everybody, every sub driver and activity driver out on the trip, so just know that those are there. So for the next couple weeks, if you don't need to be gone, try not to be, just because our subs are all driving activity buses,
Thursday, we had over 15 trips go out,
Big bus trips.
all CDLs.
We can skip this because we already did it.
Following people need to see Sarah after routes to go paperwork. Patty Gore, Randy Slack, Rose, and Richard Chandler. extended school year, this is what it's planned for right now, to be a 3-week session in June and 2 weeks in July.
Was that summer school?
That was summer school, so it's a 3 and a 2.
When did it start?
Orientations on the board.
Orientation's on the 4th, first day of classes are the 9th,
Are we gonna do orientation back at Mount Hope?
probably, because it's all there.
It's probably gonna be at the end of the school year because there's a conflict with that.
What?
With the school nurse for summer school, there's a conflict for the orientation on, after the school year's out, so we're probably gonna do that here before school gets out.
Okay, so we'll let you know. This stuff, anything on these slides, if you guys don't need, you can take a picture, let me know, but we can also print them off. This will get printed off at some point. That's the first time I've ever seen it. Okay, me, I'll go at the end. Sarah. She here? I know she's here.
I don't really have a whole lot for you, other than, I guess, everybody do a fluid check today, how about that?
I also don't have a whole lot. I know Ron said, or Kathy said, make sure if you have write-ups, we won't be here next week. There will be a small crew here, and I believe the mechanics here on,
Wednesday,
is it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, well, Monday, Friday.
So I leave at 2. If you do the write-ups, hang them on the hook outside my door so that the mechanics can still grab them, because if they're just tucked in the basket with all the paperwork, they might miss it. And if you want it done over spring break, that's how they're gonna get it. The only other thing I have is, if you do trips, we did have an incident. If you are driving a trip, it is the same as like controlling your own bus. I understand that you guys think that the coaches and the teachers are supposed to control the kids, and they are. However, you are in charge of that bus. And if you have a situation that is illegal, unsafe, too loud, throwing things out the window, running around the bus, you need to make sure that you handle that, whether it's getting with the teacher or coach in charge, or pulling that bus over and stopping it. I don't care if it's a trip to a state tournament, or just over to the impact. You need to have control of that bus as well. Okay? That's all I have. Deb?
Real quick, we used to have a form that when you do before your trip, you say this whole little speech.
It's still in
So
there.
they understand totally what you expected.
And it is still in there. In fact, on the video, they were making fun of him the whole time he was doing the speech. But he did do it. But that's what I'm saying is, you are in control of that bus, and if you have to put it in park, put it in park. Okay?
Put it in park and call Kathy, because then she'll get,
Call Deb.
call Deb. She'll get a hold of the ADs and the principal.
No,
The
you
teachers
call
and
me.
coaches are still, employees, and that principal and ADs at the schools are their bosses. So pull over, call Deb, can't get a hold of her, call Kathy, then me, then Tony.
And we'll help you guys. It's, like I said,
Yeah.
we will help you. Don't think that you guys are alone out there, and that if the teacher doesn't care, that you guys have to put up with that. Nope, pull it over. Again, don't care if it's a little podunk trip or a state tournament, pull it over.
There are coaches that are not teachers, isn't that correct?
Yeah.
There are
But
some.
they still are.
They're still
I know,
on
but they don't know that. So it's your job to let them know that they're in charge.
And then,
Yeah, along that note, on the trips, doesn't matter how far out you're not, or how long, or how far it is, call us if something happens with that bus. Don't take it upon yourself to try to say, oh, it's all right, I can make it. No. We had an incident, if we have to travel out to you, we will. Okay, I'm on call, somebody will get with you and call you back.
Yeah.
Usually you call them, they call me, and I'm calling you. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
we've had fuses
Please pull
blows,
over.
light bulbs go, We've had one driver duct tape the back of a bus, so I mean, whatever we gotta do, we'll get it done.
It's legal, that wasn't legal.
So, alright.
Paul's gonna talk about TAC. Paul Goodwin. Paul. Talk about TAC.
My name is Paul.
Chris, I need to go back. How do I go back?
You hit the back button, so you hit the stuff.
Okay, the TAC meeting, this last TAC meeting, we had a lot that we discussed because it was for 2 months. We lost our February meeting because of snow and the room was committed. We're going to go through it. Give me about 3 minutes, it should be done. We talked about minibuses at MIS and MMS. If you park over there and you have a pair, please park on the right side. If you don't have a pair, please park on the left side. But when you do leave the lot, especially in the afternoon sometimes, check to make sure those front buses have their doors closed and you can leave, because some of the buses are pulling out and we just got kids trying to get on the bus and so forth.
So this is both morning and afternoon, you're on the right side.
Yes. Yes. Okay. There
Is
was a
everybody
question.
clear on what he just said?
Everybody clear? Joey, do you want to explain it again?
We got a couple people down here that didn't hear you.
Okay. Okay, at Mays Middle School, Mays Intermediate, basically at Mays Intermediate mostly, if you have a para, you park on the right side at the school, morning and afternoon. If you don't have a para and you're a minibus driver, take the left side in front of the big buses, and then that way you can pull out in front of the big buses, and the paras can come and you don't delay the whole thing.
If you, when you say if you have a pair that comes out of the school or a pair that's on the bus?
Yes, sir. Out of the school parents, kind of thing, not just on your bus.
So get that, it's from the school.
From the school, where you
The
might
school,
be
the pair that
delayed.
comes out from the school to pick up your student, park on the right side. If you do not have a pair that comes out to your bus from the school, park on the left side.
Even if you have a pair on the bus.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Everybody
Yeah.
has a pair
If
on
they
the
come
bus.
to your bus, stay on the right side. Okay, thank you for correcting me.
So yeah, I'm usually one of the last ones there, and the big buses are always trying to kick me off that clear space. That's
Yeah,
what I do.
in the afternoon, sometimes, some of the there's a place for the big buses to start parking. Some of the, help on this one. Some of the small buses are parking behind a yellow painted line. I don't know what to do about that.
We're gonna cover that a little bit.
Thank you. Okay, that'll be covered. I know, anyway, another thing, there was kindergarten parents on Wednesday. Sometimes the parents aren't home. There was a question, are they contacted? We found out, yeah, the district is sending out reminders every Wednesday, supposedly. They're sending out reminders that it is early release and to be home and available to pick up. Daycare on days when the daycares are closed, but we still have school. Read these notes because those are considered private property, and I know the stop committee is working on a procedure that if we go there, it is private property. Can we go there or not? And are allowed to. So continue doing what you're doing, but it might be revised a little bit for next year. Travel chat tracker. That's a very dynamic issue. It's changing a lot. We know things have been improved all year. If you have questions or wanted to make changes, see somebody that's responsible for doing that. And something came up. At the end of the routes now, can we add a last stop that say bus check before we return to the school? So the right reminder for the drivers to check their bus? Okay. That's it for that part. Don't say any more on that part. If you do borrow a sub bus, try to leave the bus better than you found it. Sorry, sometimes if it's very dirty. If it's really dirty, notify them here in the office that that bus was a mess. They might try to find out who was in it, but we know sometimes these changes happen quick. Here's some cool ideas that came up. The buses that are parked on the north fence, if we can add concrete or asphalt or crushed gravel in spaces that we need them, because in the wintertime and rain, people that walk over there get on buses and their feet are just got a lot of mud on them. If somehow we can get some dry stuff put over there for those drivers, they can get on the bus with cleaner shoes and so forth. It's a capital improvement item, so we need to just submit it and see what happens. But we are working on it for those guys over there and the gals. The handicap stalls, we were told, Chris did a study, we probably might be adding 4 more handicap stalls out front. It's a work in process, so just what we have is what we have. Kathy already talked about getting more parking spaces for the employees. And then these items are just all miscellaneous that we'll go over real quick. Some of them are kind of cool. The men's bathroom, we need to do better. A revolving door put on the break room door because people are stopped there. We can't do it because it's a tornado shelter, so we can't put a revolving door. Might
stand in the doorways.
Might be for the people that use the White Fleet buses for little trips, maybe see a trash can go out front where they can clean the mini buses out and put trash in there for us. 2 items that are bad corners. Talk to maintenance, see if they can put some cement or rock. Mays Middle School, the right turn coming on 45th, and also here at Mays High. See if we can get that improved. Popcorn machine, we're using way too much popcorn. Evidently, they're $36 per box. We're using 4. So if you get popcorn, maybe don't take a big full cup, maybe take a little bit less and spread it around for the rest of us, so we don't lose the popcorn machine, which could be pulled out of here. We're trying to go 2 bags a day, not the 4, $36 per carton. Talk about maybe getting a new vending machine put in. That's kind of in the works. Nothing guaranteed. Might be here, put in over the summer. And they're going to take pictures of all of our buses. The outside, they're going to walk around, take videos to see how they look now. And if they walk around and see new things, see what caused a new wreck or a new scratch or so forth. That's in the process. That's the kind of a payroll thing. We'll see more mailboxes in the break room for all the new drivers. That's probably going to happen sometime, no timetable. And there's one printed sheet that was brought up for helping drivers, new drivers, when you have new routes. It's called Roll Call. It's a really cool sheet that gets printed out. Just ask for roll call for your routes. If you haven't seen it, take a look at it. It shows you your stop and the people who should be on it and what time, and that's all it is. Real quick and easy to read. And that's it. Keep putting ideas in the tack box. Come to the meetings on Tuesday when we have it and listen. There's always a director there or 2, and it's really nice when they're there because they answer questions on the spot. And at the end of every meeting, we have a question and answer session. If you don't get it written down, just show up and you can ask miscellaneous questions. Okay.
Thanks to Paul and Sarah, they are nonstop at those meetings, and that's your voice. If you have an issue or opinion about something, that's where you go. It's been going for a couple years now, and that's you guys. You guys are getting all of that stuff done. Tony is, or Kim's next.
I am.
Yeah, Kim, our trainer Kim.
Okay, on the cam straps,
Over in front of the camera.
So the camera can see you.
I can zoom it in.
raise your hand if you know if A's right on the cam strap or B's right. A is right. See how tight it is right there? It's under. And this one's loose.
It's
It has to be real tight up here.
Tim, explain what that's used for. I think there's a bunch of drivers that have never seen.
Cam straps. Anybody don't know what it is?
That's a harness.
Harness?
That's the cam strap that holds the harness.
Harness.
Harness is the best.
Fine.
Best.
Right. The harness is the vest, and that's the cam strap that holds the vest.
Vest. Everybody know what a vest is that they come out with? Yeah. Everybody knows.
We can have Kim try one on for you.
Yeah, I can try
And
one on.
the main thing is that divot. If yours does not have a divot at the top where it's pulling that down on that, then it's too loose.
It's too loose. It needs to be really tight against that seat. And if you need some help, I can get Chris out there to. Next one is, which one on the cam strap will, when you put it underneath your seats, is it A or B? What? It's A. You gotta go around the metal, all the way around the metal, not on the seat. If you have a wreck, that seat's gonna fly off. It's gotta be around the metal. So anybody that has a cam strap, make sure that when you go out to your bus, flip that seat up and make sure it goes around the metal, not around the seat. Okay, and if you need some help, I'll be more happy to
Is that the
come out and help you with this.
inside of the seat? Is the bottom seat removed in that?
Tony is next. Tony Simon.
What the hell?
Okay, is it okay to go over the tracks if the lights are flashing but the arms are not down? No. What should you do? Call control. And there is one other time that you would be able to go across those tracks without control. If a police officer directs you.
How about a railroad employee?
Policeman and a railroad worker, so it has to be somebody from the railroad.
Yeah, railroad workers.
Contractor. It has to be somebody that's UP or BNSF, or it says contracted for.
So I had a railroad employee that were repairing the railroad over there, waved me on before I even had my flashers on. That does.
Well, you know, best policy, best practice is to stop and look
Oh, I
at
did,
it.
I did.
And then make him continue to wave until the arm gets hurt. We have actually had that happen, and I think the railroad on 37th is notorious for having their lights flashing and no arms. But you're not allowed to cross it. You are not allowed to cross it. Somebody from here will come and back you around, or if you can't get turned around, but you do not go across it. It is against the law.
All right, kids, what is the speed limit on 119th Street?
65.
So, if somebody makes their maps to where they leave the lot at a certain time and they're going down the road behind somebody that's going 30, what's gonna happen to the guy behind the guy doing 30? We're gonna make them late. So let's make sure we're doing 40, and let's make sure we're not doing under 40 or over 40. What is the speed limit in the parking lot? 15. Right, and that's 15 in any parking lot, that's including like if you go into Brahms or whatever, you don't want to be speed through there either. And then what is the speed limit in a bus lane?
10.
0.
It's 5 to 10.
Is your car.
Is it? We just need to be making sure that we're staying safe. So like if there's parents and stuff, we need to slow down. We don't need to be tearing through there. And another thing with radio traffic, guys, I understand that we get frustrated, it's the end of the year, but we really need to be nice to each other. You know, there's no reason to be calling each other out on the radio. I mean, come back. You know, there's no written rule that the world's gonna implode if we're not parked in our exact spot. You know, we do the best we can each and every day to maintain that our kids are safe, right? That's the main thing that we're looking for. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just saying, even like at Fredwood, and there's days where maybe I'm gonna be late and I'm up in the front, I try to communicate with the rest of you. Can you hold my spot, or can you just wait till I get there? Respond back, say, we're already parked, whatever, just communicate to each other.
Okay, thank you, Alicia, very good, very good. Before we get on mine, at the crosswalk, we had a real close call out here on 119th. It was not us, thank you. A car pulled out where there was a lady was in the crosswalk, she was halfway across and a car came from 45th Street, almost hit her. So thank you for being cautious. If you see stuff like that, camera button, camera button, camera button, because if I've got it on tape, I was able to send that to Kathy and Darren and let them, and over at MIS, for them to see what their crossing guards are going through. So hit that camera button. I got a pointer, so I'm gonna use my pointer. Oh my gosh, yeah, part of my slide didn't go on.
It's up.
You're feeling, you
No, I
can't
mean,
see it on the.
it will go on the screen. Okay, great. No, I need my hand, I need my hand. Okay, this is us from the air. Do you recognize us? We're down here at the bottom, and the mechanic shop is up at the top. And so we're gonna go over the list of no-nos. So this is mechanic shop. Mechanics and Joe, all of those guys have said, please don't go take our big buses. Oh, thank you. Don't go out of the fence, going through the car wash. I used to come out and go through here and go out on 119th. They don't want us doing that anymore. It's tight. They said, please stop doing that. Don't go in here. Don't go in the front. It's too tight. They don't want us going in and out of there. If you have an issue, you're gonna have to come in down here. I know, but big, okay. That's mechanics, right? Mechanics don't want us doing that. So we have to come in here, go around, all the way around, and go into the mechanics if you've got an issue. Please don't horizontal park, please vertical park in front of the bays. If you've got a headlight out, if you need coolant, that kind of thing. So they're asking you to do that. Then you turn around, come back out this gate, and then come back out on 119. Please do not use these anymore. Okay. The no-no, or stopping before the crosswalk. And why would we want to stop before the crosswalk there? Because the stop sign was put over here. But walkers and dogs, cats, pedestrians, that kind of thing. So just make it a habit to just do a quick stop here. You don't have to do 2 stops. You've made your stop for the stop sign, so you can pull out on 119 from behind the crosswalk, and that's okay, if you're clear. Make sure that it's clear, of course. But make a quick stop so we're watching that way. Nobody is supposed to be pulling a bus into the front parking lot. Please stop doing that. There is a bus from Mount Hope that comes in there and parks and drops special needs students so as to take care of them, so they're contained so they can get fuel. That's the only one that has permission to do that, unless it's an absolute emergency. There's no reason for any big bus, small bus, to be pulling into the parking lot right here, in our front parking lot in the front doors. Please do not do that.
Not
We're
even
real
if
close
you-
right here, we're real close. I mean, for an emergency
Not if
purpose.
you're picking up a para that you have to quickly go in between or outside?
It's not more than one or 2 minutes. You can afford the time. It's okay.
So when do you pick them up?
You get them paid right, you can pick them up back here. Pull in the stall, they can pull in right here. It's just as close, in fact, it's closer. If you pull in this first stall and you're picking up a pair, they can walk out here.